Hi, this is Hannah. So I just watched the Friday Night Tykes first episode, and I do have reactions regarding the question. So, is this an accurate depiction of youth sports? Um, I think that it somewhat is, but it's kind of like an extreme level. So I do think that sports has become a lot more competitive and time consuming than it used to be. You used to be able to just join a team and have one practice a week and play, but now if you want to play a sport, you kind of have to commit to the travel lifestyle where you're practicing every single day and you have to pay a bunch of money and sometimes you won't even make the team. And so I do think that it somewhat represents it. However, this is kind of like an extreme version of it. But I do think it's kind of an accurate depiction of like not letting kids quit. It was said like multiple times in the episode that like they'll never let their kids quit no matter what. And I feel like that's something that's kind of instilled in kids now, especially because of the money you're paying. Like your parents aren't going to let you quit, your coaches aren't going to let you quit because that's just a lot that's going to waste. I do feel like, however, this show actively depicts the variety of coaches that there can be. So we saw with the Colts coach that he cares for his players and he knows what they can achieve, which is why he pushes them so hard. But then you see like the Junior Broncos coach who's like to an extreme where it's like go blow chunks real quick and come right back. Like it's not as nurturing, which I can understand. Like you don't want to be too soft with them because you're trying to teach them lessons, but still. And then you saw with the Rockets coach that for him it was really big about his players being able to visualize a future. He's not just making them competitive now and helping them right now in life. He's trying to build them to be something great one day. So I thought that was really nice. And then with the Predators coach, he treats them with respect and as if they were his own son. He even said it that when a player doesn't feel good or they're hurting, he takes it really seriously and he tries to be understanding because he knows if it was his kid, he would be really worried. So for the second question, have I had any experiences with this kind of coaching? Some parts of it I have, some parts of it I haven't. So obviously the talking about hurting other kids and ripping their heads off and making them bleed, I have not had that kind of experience, and I am sorry to any of you if you have. And I also have not had the experience of purposely breaking the rules to send a message to the other team. That really shocked me when he had his player do that, just because like you're trying to teach them lessons. You're trying to teach them to work hard, to follow the rules, and that if you do it all right, you'll eventually like be great. Yet he had a kid break a rule right then and there. So I find that kind of like contradictory. But the one thing that I have experienced that I did notice with the coaching, they kind of had a good cop, bad cop thing going on with like the coach was the bad cop and then that momager was like the good cop. She was there like checking on kids, giving them water, making sure they were okay. And so it kind of makes the kids like have like a balance. And I have had that with coaches where like you have one that's like constantly pushing you and constantly like yelling, and then you have that one that's like trying to really have a conversation with you, understand like your process of thinking and like relate to you a little bit more. So I have had experience in that sort of way.